It is the mark of a villain. Kidnapping children is not what great nations do.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? Like, for years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, and they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things. And, you know what they're trying to do? Who? This thing is buzzing. Hold on. They're trying to turn us into, consumer drones of some sort.
You hear that thumper song? Let me see some. Okay, there you go.
Yep, play that up, John.
I hope everybody doing well tonight. I'm your host, Henry. Okay, there you go. Okay. Let's check this. Okay, hello everybody. How you doing today? I'm your host, Henry, with your co-host, Shen Akama JML. Tonight we're going to go deep down the rabbit hole. We're going to be talking about Epstein. We're going to be talking about your and our government hand in missing migrant children, and also much more. Heard of QAnon, the Qs? You heard of Pizzagate? They hit us with Pizzagate. People thought it was fake. Conspiracy over and over. Hillary Clinton, high profile people. Now we will go down that rabbit hole to see if this was all fake or the truth is in our face now. How everything going? Shin, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah, hey, I just want to say, what's up? It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood, and for all y'all folks returning from the last show, we had to do this show because what I said in the last show came to fruition a couple days later. They're on human trafficking charges, and them folks went missing in the ICE facilities vanished without a trace.
I was doing the research, and I realized that it's a paradigm. It's high place people controlling us, the populace, as if we cattle. So let me
Do we
put
got a clip for that?
yes. I'm putting it now.
A new trend is emerging nationally as the Trump administration places its focus on migrant children who cross the U.S.-Mexico border alone and then were released to so-called sponsors in the United States, the majority of whom are families, including parents. Now, senior Trump officials have said that hundreds of thousands of children are missing and could potentially be in dangerous situations.
And we're going to hopefully find many of the 340,000 missing children that were trafficked in this country, released to unvetted sponsors, that are now living a life of hell every day in sex trafficking or forced labor. We're going to rescue those children too. No one's going to stop us.
But former Health and Human Services officials, as well as advocates and experts, refute those claims and say that's just not true. Now, this has all served as the premise for Immigration and Customs Enforcement to conduct what they're calling welfare checks. That means that they're deploying across the country to check on these children. According to sources, ICE has taken around 500 children into government custody following those checks. In addition to that, the Trump administration has also set up a war room in the Health and Human Services Department where they are also trying to track down children and deploy these agents to those children's homes and in some cases taking them from those homes.
It's just like the government come and take your child from you, put them inside a group home, foster care. On paper, they say they sent them, say New York. But a van or the transport send them to Chicago. When they come downtown, the audit like, where are these children? Family can't get in touch with them because out of 100, you would say 5. It might be a little higher, but I say out of 100, 5 could get lawyers and be able to try to get their children back.
Not only that, too, I was watching a video on Instagram, and they were saying a lot of them can't even afford the bails.
Yes.
They be having like $300 bail, and they can't even get nobody to come pay the bail for them. It's not even like they don't got the money. It's just they don't got people to come pay the bail. Because you know how that goes, Henry.
Yeah.
They ain't going to call no other illegal immigrants to come pay the bail so they could get knocked off. You know what I mean? Like, so
I'm going to give another example is that the ICE run through.
Right.
Arrests a father in his car. And he have his daughter or son in the backseat. While they taking them away, they leave the kid there. CPS, DIFIS, whatever state you in and whatever the call, foster care or child services. They come through, take the child. It's in the system. And if the parent is going for a deportation, the kid is lost in the system. Anything can happen. In the report, it say they had certain guardians. And these guardians did what? They call them sponsors.
What about if, let's go back to your example, right? Let's play the game like I was saying to you earlier off camera, right? So if they so let's say they pulled this man over, right? He's an illegal immigrant.
Yeah.
ICE. Yeah. And he got his 2 kids in the car, right? See, now this is where it gets kind of shisty, right? Because they can record that they arrested the father and then just not file no paperwork on the kids and then sell them into human trafficking.
Yeah.
And then when they be like, oh, when he starts asking where his kids at, what you mean where's your kids at? We don't have, when they look in the report, they're going to say your kids wasn't with you. So what do you mean where's your kids at? You mean you don't know where your kids are? Like, you see what I'm saying? They could play the game real easy out here, bro. And not only that, remember what I said? I said earlier about this too. Who's gonna arrest ICE?
Yes. Facts.
You know what I mean? Yeah, they might. Yeah, we got that story about them jacking up that one officer. But you know what that is, Henry? They jacked up the one officer. That is for positive deniability from comic retribution. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because they got to make sure that somebody takes the fall, and so they can get the heat off being investigated for further human trafficking.
We have to understand that in life, as above, so below. No one perfect. On a lower tier, on a higher tier, it's going to have corruption. Where you have ICE workers buying prostitutes. You have group homes messing with little children. Or foster homes where they selling children, manipulating children. Don't believe us? Check the news. We here, we bringing what surrounds us into one point. That there's people in places that feel like rules do not abide. That everyone else is cattle. In the Epstein file, the word Goyim is written in many pages.
Henry, what's the translation for that for the people who don't know?
So, in certain religional term, it means nations that is not Jewish. But in retrospective term, the etymology of it just means nation.
Also in the Talmud, right? You know what I'm talking about? The Talmud, the Babylonian Talmud. It defines a goyim as cattle.
Yes.
That's what I was really looking for, so people could really get the gist. So remember, if you ain't Hebrew, then you a goyim. If you a goyim, that means these Jewish people look at you like you livestock. You're just here to make them money, and that's it. That's it, bro.
So
And we don't even got to get into some of the verses in the Talmud about what it
yes,
says you could do to the goyim. Because if the people who's watching, if you do a little research on that in the verses of the Babylonian Talmud, then you'll understand why the human trafficking is involved in the overall society right now at large, and me and Henry also did another show on the Bible with the Greek translations where it was also talking about human trafficking. It was when we went into the actual Greek, it meant human trafficking at certain spots.
yeah,
And
yeah,
and most people don't know that, they be in there
yes,
reading the Bible, the King James translation.
yes. The two men who was hanging on the side of Jesus was lestes. In some case, you a robber, but a particular type of robber, a bandit. A bandit go into the town and they rob people on the road. And that is, they take people, kidnap them, and sell them as human trafficking. So a few years ago, they had Pizzagate. And with Pizzagate, they had some bizarre things going on with it. But a lot of things that was getting spoke of came out to be true. So let's go into it.
That Hillary Clinton and her campaign chairman John Podesta were operating a child sex ring. The lie took root in the digital swamps of Twitter and far right-wing websites.
We're not covering Pizzagate enough, even though we covered it every day, to expose the Satanism and the occult and the code words for pedophilia.
What were your thoughts about the Epstein files and 3 million pages being released? And, now we are hearing that Bill and Hillary Clinton have both agreed to testify in the House ahead of the contempt of Congress vote. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, this is certainly something we were talking in my meeting today about what I'm going to talk about on the show Friday, because it's just too interesting. And also, I can't believe I'm saying this, but where does QAnon go for the apology? I mean, QAnon, which believed in lots of really ridiculous things, like, Democrats eat babies, but they were kind of harping a lot on the idea that the elites are running this pedophile ring. And I mean, I made jokes about them. I also made jokes after the Epstein thing happened originally that were on the idea of, well, obviously there was some smoke there. Well, now with all that's come out in the last couple of weeks, there's a little more than smoke. It does look like anybody who was at all able to get in touch with Jeffrey Epstein, he was the man.
We're doing it.
They just, yeah. I mean, and then they all lied about it. Everybody has, and the arrogance also of thinking they could just use their real name in an email, which they did, and didn't try to couch it.
See, Bill Moore denied for the longer. And now it's coming to bite them in the butt.
What happened? Listen, this is why the Epstein list was critical, but at the same time, it's like I've been saying to a lot of people. You know, the Epstein list, the thing about the Epstein list is nobody's getting arrested. Nobody's getting
Yes.
put on trial. Nobody's getting brought up on charges.
Yes.
And I attribute that to what the head of the FBI, DOJ said, Kash Patel, that it's allegedly that everything in the Epstein files that they released, the 3 million documents they released, is all allegedly. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying, Henry? That's what a lot of people don't realize. It's allegedly. Allegedly. They didn't release the other 3 million that have the evidence.
Yeah.
That's evidence.
Yeah.
Because it was 6 million files. They only released 3 million files, and all 3 million files that they released is only alleged. It has no credibility. You know what I'm saying? That's why nobody's getting brought up on charges. But if they would have released that other 3 million, they'd have to be bringing people up on charges. Because the other 3 million is the hard facts. It's not just emails. You know what I'm saying? It's real evidence, videotapes, and all type of stuff like that. That's why you notice they didn't release none of them tapes. I mean, ain't like niggas trying to watch it, but you know what I mean? They're talking about them being transparent, but this ain't transparency if you're only giving a half truth. And I would, and you know what? I don't doubt it anyway, because people's names like Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and folks like that, their names, high profile politicians' names up in there. So they ain't trying to do anything to the other day too, Henry. Remember I was saying that if they were able to start convicting people off the Epstein files, that they would have to arrest a lot of the high-ranking members in Congress.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that in itself would cause a crisis, because now it's no one to run the government. So
We have
you see, this is because they keep
people from
because they'll say, "Oh, it's because of national security."
people from yeah, we got people from India, people from UAE, we have scandal in Great Britain. And here in America, we have people like Jeff Bezos. And people like Elon Musk begging to go to the island. We know George Bush haven't been to the island, the son. We know Joe Rogan haven't been to the island. We know Obama haven't been to the island. But a lot of people who know trade secrets, and also for national security. Because if you have to adapt, take people's names out and hide it, and they not the victims but accusers. This system is really a
Not only
cap
that, they
system.
redacted the email addresses too, because they don't want us to know who was actually.
This system is really a cap system. Yeah. So let's dig into more what they found. So let's dig into more what they found.
Write up. Write up of some of the allegations that were contained from a victim in these files. They say Jeffrey Epstein raped underage girls several times a day as part of a sickening routine, detailed in new documents released by the Department of Justice. An alleged victim in a civil complaint filed in Florida in 2010 revealed the process that young girls endured upon their arrival at his Palm Beach mansion. Each girl was brought to his home in private transportation arranged by Epstein, greeted by an assistant who collected her personal information, then led up a remote flight of stairs to a room containing a shower and massage table. If it was her first encounter with the pedophile, another girl would be in the room to lead the way before being dismissed by Epstein, the alleged victim claimed. Epstein would then have his massage wearing only a small towel, which eventually would be removed. He gave his victim specific instructions as to where and how he wanted things done and would order them to strip naked. The complaint released in Friday's Epstein files revealed.
Did you, in fact, make the visit to Jeffrey Epstein's private island?
I did have lunch with him as I was on a boat going across on a family vacation.
Yes, I was on the sex island, but only for the snorkeling. I didn't know anything about the kid stuff.
My wife was with me, as were my 4 children and nannies. I had another couple.
No, look, 95% of what went on down there was not pedophilia.
Oh, yeah?
No, the other 5%, that sullied the whole operation.
We had lunch on the island. That is true, for an hour, and we left with all of my children.
It ain't just me. You guys' names are on those documents too, remember?
What? Still? God damn it! Son of a bitch!
We were on family vacation. I don't recall why we did it.
That's how they looking right now, talking to Congress. Why would a normal predator need to be in the face of Congress? Predator need to be in the face of Congress. Because it's not normal. It's not a normal situation. Can you hear me straight? Just to have a mid-show mic check. Wait, you mute. Wait, did I? You mute. Did I mute you? I don't think I muted you. You muted, Shen. Oh, he off. He might have to come back. Can y'all hear me in the audience to make sure that the show goes smoothly? Can somebody comment and say what's going on? He'll be back in a minute. Want to make sure that the show go well. But while we here, let me make sure that everything up. Here we go. We having a little technical difficulty. Let me get it right. Okay. So, for the people who new to the channel, I hope everything going well tonight. Gonna wait for the co-host to come back on the show. So, we have here, you would contact us at ngawordor@gmail.com. You would catch us on TikTok at newsroom_16. And if you want to help us by donating from $1 to whatever that you feel generous with. You would catch us at Cash Out, $Newsroom 16. You back, you back.
Yeah, just had a little technical difficulty. My router was acting up.
Okay. Yeah, I got this new phone. It got a lag in mine. Okay. I got this. It got a lag in mine. Can you see it? Because it looked like.
Yeah, they got a lag on the feed because they're probably jamming us up.
Because it looked like.
Yeah, you gotta just work with us, folks, because you know how it is. The governing authorities don't want us spreading this information because it's about them, you know? You know, notice how when we started talking about Congress, they cut me out real quick.
Yes.
And then you gotta ask yourself the question.
Yeah.
You got criminals in Congress for on the Epstein on notice that about being on the Epstein list if they're in Congress and they're on the Epstein list. Come on, bro. That don't even make sense. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Ooh, you have government officials, people who deal with finance, is on a flight log of going to meet Epstein. You have video of Donald Trump with Epstein. That's not saying that Donald Trump with the party with underage girls with Epstein. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that people with names like Donald Trump was associated once upon a time with people like Epstein. Donald Trump with people like Epstein. The main thing going on in Congress is two things. Is protecting the victims. If that is true. And what is Epstein connection to a foreign entity? Tonight, we discussing the heinous acts that they have him on record with. Let's show.
These are like the glimpses we get in these emails, right? There was this video of Epstein in a kitchen, and the girls here are redacted. Girls, women, we don't know their age. You can tell from the reflection that it is females, and you can hear their voices. You can see him like chasing them around the kitchen island, you know, in his sweatpants, and they're, you know, giggling, and he's going after them. That's enough of that. Let's put G2 up on the screen. This is another one of these perplexing photos where you're like, why did you let yourself be photographed like this? We don't know who this dude is. Laying with his belly hanging out in, you know, his underwear, and then two females of indeterminate age, potential victims. We don't know. They're with him. So you got that one. Let's put this G3 up on the screen. This is from a Harvard professor. Yeah. So it says, our spy was captured after completing her mission. This is from the Harvard professor. And Epstein replies, did you torture her? Okay, what does that mean? Does that mean what it appears to mean? Is this some sort of a joke, an inside joke between the two of you? There were a number of references to torture in all of this. In addition, let's put G4 up on the screen. There was also a lot of language that appears to be coded regarding food. I wanted to let you know the crew really appreciated the pizza. Another email read, "This is better than a Chinese cookie. See attached. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again." This one talks about, yeah, that's the pizza. You mean radiating a soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement.
Wait, let's go to this video again.
That Hillary Clinton and her campaign chairman John Podesta were operating a child sex ring.
That was kind of wild,
took
that
root
video.
In the digital swamps of Twitter and far right-wing websites.
We're not covering Pizzagate
You know what I
enough,
mean? That
even
was a
though we
wild
covered it
video.
every day to expose the Satanism and the occult and the code words for pedophilia.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
They're talking about torturing folks in the video, and they're talking about, by folks, I mean, so I make sure that's clear. But, and then the Pizzagate part, you know what I'm saying? And the Epstein files, I don't know if you got that part of it, Henry, that they confirmed that Wayfair and Walmart was trafficking $10,000, $15,000, $100,000 with the names of the missing children as the items.
Mm.
You know what I'm talking about?
When you, what I've seen in life is
my
a
bad.
lot of people who rich and powerful. Life is a lot of people. They didn't find nothing. They didn't create nothing. They were giving stuff. I'll give you a prime example. The internet. It was created by the military, so say. By the military. It was created by the military. So lease and patents and certain grants was given to individuals and companies to improve government So the same way that is, you have rich and powerful people blackmailing each other. That is, you have rich and powerful governments blackmailing people. Governments blackmailing people. And when I mean blackmailing, I don't mean for
And
money.
coercion. Don't forget coercion.
Yes, coercion. I don't mean for money. Yes, the word. When you invite an individual,
Understand, that's the thing that's keeping them structured right now.
Invite an individual. What you were saying? What you were saying?
I was saying that's what's keeping those people who's doing the blackmailing and the coercion. That's what's keeping them in the sheet, because, like I was saying earlier, the files, these other folks in the caste system, they got those evidence, them receipts, that they could break out anytime and get somebody convicted.
Yeah. If you get, we see and we hear, some of us don't believe, but it been talked about. It occurred in the music industry. actors occur in a prime example, we'll say Michael Jackson. Many people came out and say he did not do anything that he was accused of. Came out and say he did not do anything that he was. But the image that portrayed was at certain times that he was seeking to improve himself in a community. We see parties like Bill Cosby. But the women that he was with supposed to be up in age. I'm not saying that he was with underage women, Bill Cosby. What I'm saying, the party atmosphere.
Yeah, you know, that's that the Diddy lifestyle.
Yes. And you also have to the point that you could go to a friend's house just like Diddy. Just like Diddy. And it could escalate
from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you could also have to the point that governments. People got to remember James Bond. James Bond was a secret agent. And the best way that he get his information was a secret agent. Human trafficking. You traffic a woman in the country, she's your spy. You could pimp her out. Sell your body and get information. Your spy, you could pimp her out. Sell your information. Get this powerful person like, hey, this a friend of mine. She want to chill with you. Hey, this wake up in the morning saying, hey, this a 13-year-old person, 14-year-old, 15, 16, 17, or however the age range Epstein prefer. Get caught like what's going on. Now you can blackmail the person. You coerce that person to sign over information to you in a heartbeat. Coerce that person to sign over. And then we to the part that remember I said earlier, as above, so below. So if people is in the lawmaking section, the money making section, the finance making section of this country, let's look at the law enforcement. Let's look at the law enforcement. The law enforcement. The law enforcement.
This is the most disturbing arrest that we've had here. He is a backgrounder for ICE, Homeland Security, and federal agencies. So when you're getting your security clearance, this is one of the guys that does your backgrounds, which is kind of scary. So we locked him up. And I think if you're going to be, these people get access, they get a high security clearance, right? Because again, for all the ICE agents, Homeland Security agents, and people getting security clearance. This is one of the people that does the backgrounds, and you come here trying to purchase sex. We locked him up. I don't think he's going to be passing the background check no time soon.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah, see, this is where the motives now. Like, you know what I mean, Henry? It was all fine and dandy when it was picking up illegal immigrants and shipping them home. But now you got to ask yourself about where's the humanity, right? Because if the ICE detainment is just a front for the largest human, and let's not forget it is run by the judicial system, Immigration Customs Enforcement, ICE, which I always tell people it has a double meaning, Israeli centralized enforcement. That's why they be taking out American citizens, even though American citizens is not under the subjugation or jurisdiction. The understanding is that these folks is out here kidnapping people, because we got to call it what it is, and selling them into human trafficking. Because if it's no longer deportation, we're talking about legitimate kidnapping and human trafficking. And if it's 25 years for.
Yes. Okay, I don't hear the echo back. Got everything right. Hallelujah. So we dealing with a lot of things. Woo. And these are the people who's supposed to make life better. Woo. And these are the people who's supposed to make life better. When you got Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. When you got Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton. When you got big financiers. When you got we got CEOs of places like Amazon, Walmart, CEO, Chuck E. Cheese, places like Amazon, Walmart. The people who take the pictures in J.C. Penney, the people who take pictures for people in school.
Hold on.
The people who take pictures.
Hold on. I gotta ask you a question. Yo, this is another show, right? Go back to another show.
Yeah.
Right? Remember you said to Chuck, we did that movie review, right? On Five Nights with Freddy. The child trafficking right on with Freddy. And the Five Nights and Freddy is basically Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm saying? They was showing folks right in front of their face that in the late 80s, Chuck E. Cheese. They that right off the rip in the movie. You know, you seen it.
Yes, we did a movie review.
They was taking them kids in the back room.
Yes, we did a movie review. Fact.
That's what I'm saying. And people is basically showing you what they was doing. That's a major issue if you're understanding with the Epstein files. One of the kids was going missing in the Chuck E. Cheese. They was taking these kids, and no wonder, like, I had siblings and kinfolks, cousins and stuff, who was scared of Chuck E. Cheese and friends when we was younger. They was shy. But I guess maybe they went on than I did, because, you know, I was just trying to.
True. Mm. True. We live in a scary world. Well, we may need to stay longer to break it down more. We gonna do a part 2. We got a few technical difficulties tonight. And I want to thank the people who came out. Appreciate it. We're going to get everything rolling for the next show. Who came out? Appreciate it. Next show.
Thanks to all the subscribers.
Yes. I hope on the other end that everybody catch every word we were saying clearly, but in the back of everything, it's like it got a lag. In the back of everything, it's like it got a lag.
No, it's touching it right now. It's good. Even though it lags on here, but it doesn't lag on the.
Okay, so that means people who seeing like. Okay, so that means people because like I'm speaking and then like when I look at the video, it's like because like I'm not talking no more. It's like I'm not talking no more.
Live stream.
Okay, I must be slow catching on or whatever on my feed.
Over here, though.
Okay, I must be. Okay, cool. But we love everybody. It's a scary world. We hearing the name Jeffrey Epstein a lot in our media because that name is anonymous with how corrupt the people in power are. And also during this time of ICE, and also the children is in danger. Danger of getting taken away from their family and put into a system that is not made for anyone. So we wanted to make people aware of these issues because this would matter the most when people have children growing up, the next generation, grandchildren growing up. That you got people like R. Kelly, P. Diddy, Epstein, all these parties, these fanatics, fans. That's what a fan is. When you a fan, you is a fanatic. And that's go back to Phantom.
Yep. That's for sure.
Go back to Phantom.
It's a compound word.
So
You're a lunatic and you're a phantom. There you go. See, people don't understand the break down the words and a lot off witchcraft, so that way you could use spell work. You can easily use spell work. You can cast spells easily, but and they got to see that we actually. So you know what I mean. So it's
yeah. Still going through the video lag. Just gonna call it a night. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all for coming and watching. We're gonna make sure that the next show up and running properly, even if we have to make the video and then air it. Pre-record because we want to give everybody some good quality videos with valuable information. So, Shin, you have something else to say before we zoom out of here?
you know what it is. Positive vibe bring positive results. Positive doesn't mean you can't have a positive outcome. So you know what I mean? Stay inspired, ambitious, and determined, and you can get it done. Let's go. You know what I mean? Peace.
Yes, much love.